Welcome back, everybody. I was in Michael's today searching for some neon paints for my zombie-themed rave party this year, and I came across this pixelated brick art. It's a little bit Halloween-themed. It's got this skull on here, and it was actually on sale, half price. It was $10, marked down from $20, and I thought we would give it a shot so I can procrastinate painting more zombies. Now, I've never done one of these before, but it looks very similar to the sort of diamond painting projects that I've been doing in the past. It's a great way to relieve some stress and pass a lot of time as we wait for Halloween. So I'm very curious to see how this is going to work and excited to share it with you. Now it looks like we build it up. It's not just one level of putting these sort of pixelated bricks on, which kind of remind me of Legos. You actually have to build many layers. Oh, look at that. It's totally Lego-esque. I am loving this already. Not really sure what I'm doing. We've got a bunch of black pieces there. This is like a little brick remover. I know this from our previous Lego projects. We do have a lot of bags. They are numbered. But let's go ahead and take a look at the instruction sheet to see what we have to do here. The instruction sheet shows all the different colored pieces that we're going to use. There are a few extra weird special pieces. These base pieces, as we can see, are actually going to be combined into make one larger one. So this is going to be actually quite more substantial than I thought. There are, it looks like, 7 layers, or maybe the 7th is just the final product. And each one shows which bricks are going to be used on that layer. So I think the first thing we need to do is assemble the base. We've got our 4 base pieces here, but we also need to find these connector pieces. There are 18 separate bags, and each bag has a color code on it, which corresponds to the color listed on the blocks. It looks like a majority of them are just black. They don't have a separate color code to it, so I guess that's the base color. All the special pieces appear to be here in bag number 1. So let's go ahead and open this up. So inside bag 1, we had a number of these 2x4 blocks, little weird pieces, not really sure what that's for, and these connector pegs. So step 1, we really just need the base blocks and the connector pegs, which are going to connect them all together. Looks like I'm just going to put it in the middle hole here. They just pop in. Every side has holes, so there's not one side that's going to have a smooth finish. And then we can connect 2 together, connect the other side, and then the 2 halves. And we have our base piece all ready to go. We're going to flip it over to the back side here, and then use these pieces to give it a little bit more sturdiness. The directions show you exactly where to put them. It took me a good minute to figure out what I was supposed to do with this. It's kind of really difficult to see what they're doing here in the instructions, but this is actually a picture hanger. So we're just going to push it in. We're going to want to make sure that that hook part is to the outside so it can grip onto a nail or something if you were going to hang it like a picture. And this should just slide in there. And then I really think something this light would only need 1, but it comes with 2, so we'll put 1 on both sides. And now we would be able to hang it if we wanted to. And now we're ready to place our base layer. Now each of these blocks shows a separate number, and it looks like we may need a magnifying glass for this. It's a little bit small, but basically we're using all these colors here, which appears to be a lot of 49s. We reference 49 here. We want to make sure we're looking at the lower number. There are 167 49s. And if you look up here in this very tiny lettering, looks like we're going to use 165 of those 167 49s. Which here is bag number 11, so it's 49. All of these numbers are confusing. Why do these bags not have a number? It's just plain black. Am I supposed to be adding the black here, where it just shows a black? I feel like I must because it doesn't have a number, but that's really confusing, and the instructions don't really help at all, aside to say sort bricks before starting and so forth. But that's what I'm going to assume. I'm going to assume all of these that don't have a number need to be black. So I'm just going to use my trays for my diamond sorting kits so this doesn't go all over the place. Put the 49s in there. I think I'm going to need to keep this label just to keep it from getting all confusing. I don't want to forget which one this is. So basically, let's just get started. We're going to put one here in the corner. This whole top row is 49, so let's do that. These are smooth topped pieces. I feel like once you get going, it stays in line pretty well, but I think you're going to want to try and keep it as straight as possible. Otherwise, if they start getting crooked, it might mess you up a lot. There we go. We have our first row completed. It looks like we've got a lot of 49s, so let me go ahead and complete 49s until we get to another color. I've also found we can kind of do two at once. Now we're going to start using a lighter gray, number 27. Just one of those, and then we're going to start with the black. We're going to need 6 of these. It's a lot harder to count the blacks when they kind of just sort of blur together. And these are the blacks that have the nubbin on the top because we're going to have to add more layers above them. Those little nubbins actually make it a little harder to press. They're a little more rough on your fingers. Pressing these down was actually kind of nice. So when we get to all these black pieces, it's going to be a little bit challenging. And according to this, there's 1,360 of them. It's been 30 minutes and I've hit the halfway point. As you can see, there's 3 different grays going on so far. I am glad I've got the top of the head done because now it's looking like it's going to start getting smaller from here because these pieces, like I pointed out before, are not easy to press in. I think it's kind of painful after a while. I wish they had given larger block sections. Even if they were just 4x4s, it would have made it so much easier to press in and probably make it a little bit more sturdy. There is a lot of flexing. I know you can't see that in the video, but you can feel it when you're pressing them in. It flexes quite a bit. But I think I am on the home stretch for the first layer and getting these black ones in. Let's keep going. We are 1,024 pieces in, so we added a few more colors. I used several of these black bags of pieces. There's about 4 bags left, so we still have a lot of this black to go through, which I am not looking forward to. But you can see the base of our skull is starting to take shape. Now, there are, it says on the back of here, 2,402 bricks, so we're not even quite halfway through. And I have spent a little over an hour, maybe up to an hour and a half on this first level. So maybe another hour or 2 and we'll get this done, but let's move on to the next step. So I have been, as I have been going through, just putting a little tick mark on each line as I go through it, just to help me keep track of where I am, and then just use a paper to sort of count. Actually, what I found was easy to do is I would put the side pieces on, and then I knew everything else in the middle was just the black, and that's how I filled it in. Step number 2, so the white blocks, it looks like here, have already been completed. There's nothing left for us to do. We just have to keep working up the skull here. This should be pretty easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 rows of just black pieces before I have to do anything. So I'm just going to continue filling them in, which is not my favorite thing to do, but it has to be done. It's been another 45 minutes or so, and we have finished the second layer. You can see it's building up a little bit, and I don't know how well the camera can see it, but we've got some flat black pieces that are starting to outline the eyes, and I don't know what that is, maybe part of the mouth. We've got some colored pieces here, and I'm finding it's a little challenging because in some bags where they put the mixed pieces, they have a like light gray alongside a white, which is really difficult to distinguish in the big piles sometimes, especially depending on how the light sort of reflects off of it. So that makes it a little bit challenging. I wish they had made that a little bit easier by keeping the bags sorted, but I am excited to start opening up all the rest of the colors. I think we've got 2 more colors left, and we are ready to put them on. I am in fact just noticing this is a bag full of number 1s, but my complaint with this bag was the 1s were hard to distinguish from the other color. But I don't know why they put in a few more 1s in this mixed bag of 3 different colors when there was already a bag of just 1s that would have made it so much easier. And the 3rd layer is done. It's starting to get a little 3-dimensional now. We have a lot more definition going on around the eyes and the mouth. And my nemesis, these black Legos, I'm going to call them, although they're not, are almost gone. So let's just take a quick peek at the next step. There are a few more black ones that are going to go on the next layer, but it looks like most of the next layer is going to be the whites and the grays. And I'm hoping there's going to be some extras. It looks like there will be because I've dropped a few on the floor already, and I know I'm not going to find them until I start walking around barefoot. This layer took me about an hour, and that's because I still have all of these things kind of mixed up in the bags because the bags came in multiple colors per bag. And the instructions did say to sort them so that it would be easier to pick. And this took me a little longer because I'm hunting for which bag was what number, and then within it, reminding myself which color was in the bag. If you had sorted it all in advance, it probably would have been faster. But it is what it is. So let's see if we can get through the next layer a little bit faster than an hour. And I think we will, because there's not a whole lot of these hard to put on black pieces again left. So the next ones I think should go pretty quickly, especially since there's big chunks of the same color. Let's get going. I realize I was wrong on this. These are actually numbered, not black pegs. So this was my final layer after all. I am about 30 minutes in. I have one last row to go. So let's just do that together here real quick. I am almost out of pieces, but there does seem to be quite a bit of extras. So the ones that fall on the floor or fall by the wayside aren't that big of a deal. All right, but keeping track of which piece is what, I'm starting to get the hang of it finally now that we're almost over. We've got a couple of these white ones. 52, 52, another 74, and another 52. And the last are all just these whites. And as you can see, again, several extras. Just go and put these last 3 in place and we are done. And let's take the grand reveal, and we have our dimensional skull. So if I tilt it, you can kind of see all the different layers. So it looks a little bit more dimensional in person. You can see the eye and this sort of part right here that kind of goes down. The mouth has a little bit of an indent as well. Not too much, obviously. There's only, what, 3 or 4 layers. And the other thing that I noticed is where the seams were between the 2 flat parts on the bottom. I mean, you can definitely see that in the lines through there. So that's a little bit disappointing. Again, I think if they had given us like groups of 4 that could have like covered the seams, it would have made it so much sturdier and you wouldn't have seen that. Again, on the back, we could hang it if we want. I am not going to do that, but I might find a little place to stick it here in a minute. I really liked doing this. I mean, it took, what, 3 hours or so. It was a nice way to spend some time. It doesn't have a great amount of definition, so honestly, I don't know how well it would be displayed. Maybe a little farther back, farther away you get, it might look a little bit better. But I had fun doing it, and I would probably do another one of these, especially if they had Halloween ones, maybe some pumpkins or something like that. But let me know in the comments what you think. That's going to do it for today. If I get any more of these fun crafty projects, and I actually have a little stash off on the side I've been holding on to for months, I will be sure to do some more with you if that's what you want to see, so let me know. Till next time, guys, thanks for watching, take care, and happy haunting.